I just love to be connected with really powerhouse, amazing, open-hearted women. Cool. Okay. So we got all different women along the journey. So you guys are going to, oh, great. Okay. Barbara, just considering the possibility. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's great. Thank you for being honest. 8 weeks post-op, Dr. Pierce in Scottsdale. Cool. Thank you, Vanessa, and happy freedom. Explanting March 24th. Okay, cool. So we've got a lot of different dates and a lot of different practitioners or a lot of different surgeons that you guys have used, but primarily, I think mostly women are here from Becker's group. So you guys may know me from Killer Breasts. I wrote this book, Killer Breasts. How many of you already have this book? I'm totally curious. I launched this actually the week after I moved here to Sedona 2 years ago. So there's a lot of really great pictures in here, especially for those of you who are still considering explanting. What my breasts look like now are nothing like I even thought before explanted. I mean, you guys could probably all relate to this. I was living in fear about getting them out because I thought I was going to look like I had socks hanging with tennis balls up to my ankles because I had, well, let me show you. I hope that you ladies have all asked to save your old friends. Here's mine. Actually, full transparency. These are not the ones that actually lived inside of my body. The ones that did, my dog that's down there snoring, she ate them. The first week after I had them out, you go pick them up within a couple weeks after. And I brought them home and went out to dinner, and I came back home and my breast implants were ruptured. They did not rupture in my body, but my dog made sure that they were ruptured out of my body. So then I went, oh, this is going to be a fun chapter in the book. My dog's got breast implant illness because she actually ingested it, whereas my body was probably just having micro parts leaked throughout my body. As you may know in my book, this is what I talk about, is that for the most part, all breast implants leak, rupture, or bleed from the day of implantation. And then here was my card, my little ID tag that indicated how large my breast implants were. So I don't know if any of you have saved these things, but I do a lot of talks, a lot of presentations, and I do a lot of stage things. And I like to go out with a dress and have these in and then start talking about toxic beauty. And I throw them into the crowd and say, can you imagine the average woman who has these has like 5 pounds of extra weight right over her heart that's pulling her shoulders forward and making it hard for her spine to be tall and aligned and strong so that the rest of her body, AKA her hormones and her gut, can be healthy, as well as having the beauty and the natural beauty, the energy and immunity that she's after. So yeah, these were my double D's and no longer. And now I am a proud C. And I did get an explant, a lift, as well as a fat transfer. Although I have changed my mind about explant at the same time as fat transfer. I recommend, like Becker talks about, doing them at 2 different times and having 2 different surgeries. I have a lot of seroma in my breasts, and I've done a lot of breast revisions in terms of trying to work through the seroma. So I have probably about 5 big ones that over time now they're a lot softer because I did a lot of things like PRP and stem cell and ozone. Down at the clinic that I work at in Mexico, I work down at a clinic in Mexico to help patients with either the post silver filling removal or healing after they have their cavitations removed and addressed, as well as women who have explanted and who want to work with healing. But of course, I work with women all around the world as well. So a lot of people don't have the money or the access to do stem cell and PRP and ozone like I did to reduce my seromas. I don't know if any of you who have experienced that out there, but that's generally why Dr. Becker does not recommend doing fat transfer at the same time as explant, because the likelihood of this happening is very high. So you're in really good hands when he says that. And I do recommend and condone doing about at least a year later fat transfer if you'd like. Okay, so let's get started. I'm really excited. I put this together, especially for all of you. If you need to go at any time and you want to reach out to me, I'm just going to give you my information right now, because I know sometimes we can get distracted. Things happen, kids start crying, dogs barf or vomit or whatever, life happens. Your spouse might come home and demand dinner. I'm being obviously very obnoxious purposefully, but we have distractions. Things will happen and you might need to tune out. So if at any time you guys need to reach out to me, you can reach out to me at support@dianekaiser.com. Or if you just want to apply to talk with me and to get on my calendar, you can go to explantdetox.com and apply for a call there. I'm going to go over some of those things today on how to help you guys with this entire journey. and also break some of these myths. I have actually 8 myths that I want to talk with you about today. Because I think that our mindset is half the battle when we're working on this explant journey. So it's really important to understand what will happen after explant. And then even years later, I have women coming to me and said, Diane, I took your advice. I explanted. And then I'm like, well, did you do a deep dive detox after? And they're like, yeah, I had some spirulina, some chlorella. I drink celery juice. I sit in my sauna. But what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is, as a certified detox practitioner and holistic health coach and functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, I'm not saying all those letters to impress you. I'm trying to say them to impress upon you that I've done a lot of research on this, and I have 8 certifications in wellness that I'm here to help you with deep dives, functional medicine labs if you need to, because a lot of women do blood testing and think everything's okay because their doctor said so. And then they end up years later, sometimes months later, going, gosh, I explanted, but I only feel a little bit better or maybe marginally better, but I still have these nagging symptoms. And what we know is that on average, 70 to 80% of symptoms will disappear post-explant, but I'm here to talk about the other 30 or 20%. And for some women, they need even more help. So I want to help you guys get on the road to recovery fast, because I recovered within less than 3 months post-explant. And I believe that every woman deserves the same. It should not take a long time to heal. People should feel really good after they remove what I call the arsonist, which is like the one that's the fire starter. I call breast implants arsonist, which is why my cover is this. There's these ticking time bombs, right? And so it's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. Implants cause an issue, and a woman from day one goes, whoa, that's not myself. That's not DNA, that's non-native. And so it automatically, that shell being created around the implant is proof that the body goes, I don't want this in my body. So your body has always been trying to protect you. And now that you're taking the beautiful step to protect it by listening, I want to help smoothen this journey so that you know exactly what to do before and after. And even if it's been 2 years since you removed your breast implants and you're still not feeling well, and maybe you haven't done a deep dive detox or healed your gut properly or your hormones, that's what we're going to talk about today. So cool. All right, let's dive in. Okay. And like I said, you guys, if anytime you need to leave, support at DianeKaiser.com. And my name should be on the bottom, DianeKaiser.com here, so you know how to spell it. And then also, if you guys want to get my free book, I'm going to be giving my book away tonight. So stay till the end, because I'm going to share with you how to do that. And it's only for Dr. Becker's group. So this is like the gift that I said I was going to share. And if you can't stay till the end, then you can watch the replay, because we are going to be emailing this out to everybody. Cool. Okay. So I also want to address Q&A toward the end. So if you guys have any questions at all, because usually I'm a talker, I like to dive deep, and you will probably come up with some questions. So if you have any questions for me, I do not want to miss them. So in the Q&A box on the bottom, you'll see, if you're on your phone, you have to hit like the three dot thing, and it'll pop up. It'll say Q&A. And if you guys can ask your questions there, then that would be great. Or if some of you ladies are seeing things pop up in the chat, but you don't see them in the Q&A, if somebody wants to help me with that, you can copy and paste those questions and put them into the Q&A, because the chat is going to get really busy and you guys are talking amongst yourselves, which I love so much that you're connecting, because we all need like silicone and saline sisters through this journey and beyond, right? But I just don't want to miss any of your questions, because they're so important to me, because I don't want you to feel alone on this journey like so many women feel. Okay. So first of all, my name is Diane Kaiser, and I have been the creator, like I said, of Killer Breasts. I also created Overcoming Breast Implant Illness, which is an explant solution journey to help women from all stages of pre-explant prep, as well as post-explant detox and healing, and then igniting her true soul goal. Because a lot of women explant and they're like, wait, I'm kind of different now. So what is it that I really want to do with my life? And so it's beautiful. I call it a soul goal. What is your soul really calling to you once you get these things out of you that feel foreign and oftentimes fake to us? Our authenticity, our authentic self shows up and says, okay, now it's time that we could lead with our heart, because we don't have fake breast implants covering it, right? So I also am the creator of Explant Detox. And then I made 2 documentaries. One is called Overcoming Breast Implant Illness, and the other one is called Dying to be Beautiful. And it's 11-part docuseries with Iconic Media. So I'm obviously really passionate about helping you beyond this to recreate yourself, rebirth yourself, reinvent yourself, and find the true beauty that lies within. And because when you have that, and you've healed your gut and you've healed your hormones and you've removed all the toxins that live inside of you and around you, then you feel unstoppable and you really truly feel naturally beautiful. So let's dive in. All right, here we go. I'm so excited that 40 of you are here. I'm going to make sure that you guys can see my slides. So when I ask you if you can see my slides, can someone just let me know? You're great communicators. I love seeing all the conversations happening on the side. All right, here we go. I'm going to hit share. Okay, here we go. Can you guys see my screen all right? All right, Mona says yes. Angie says yes. I hope I'm pronouncing your name as Monet or Monet. Cool. I'm guessing it's probably Monet. All right, here we go. So that's obviously me. And that's my breast implants. The ones that, I think those are the ones that my dog ate, but not sure. Okay, so this is what we promised you tonight. So you got the invite, and I'm so grateful that you're here. I honor that this isn't a power hour for you, that you could be doing anything. And I'm just grateful that you're here with me and all of your soul sisters here on the side chatting. So I want to help you at least start to uncover and discover the breast implant illness formula to detox and heal after explant. And we're also going to talk about prep for explant too. And we're going to talk about some myths. And that's one of the first things that we're going to dive into. So here we are. That's as a reminder where you are. And then the things that people ask me all the time is like, how did you feel after you've explanted? And what are the things that you help women do post explant? I've worked with women from all around the world in 15 countries over the last 4 years on their journey from, do I have breast implant illness? Should I get these things out, to, okay, I'm pretty sure I have breast implant illness. Now what do I do? And helping them choose a good doctor, helping them to ensure that they have the right kind of diagnostic tools before and after, because I practice functional medicine. And what that means is essentially that we're looking at deep dive labs beyond blood that I'm going to talk to you about, and also looking to see if you have any kind of autoimmune disease that is threatening before it even shows up, because doctors at hospitals, they're trained to only know if you have an autoimmune disease if it's really flared up. Because of the work that I've done and the training that I have over 12 years working with these different certifications that I have, I can look underneath your hood, your proverbial hood, to see if there is autoimmune disease that is brewing up and put it to a stop before it happens. Some of you may even already have Hashimoto's. Maybe you have a diagnosed MS or adrenal issue. These are things that I've worked with, not only within myself and overcome them, but also with women all around the world. And I've worked with thousands of women from all around the world, from celebrities to mothers, staying at home moms, to recovering perfectionists, to women in other countries who own their own businesses, all different ages and all different sizes. So these are the things that I beat. I had Hashimoto's, which is conventionally what we're told. Oh, there's nothing you can do about your autoimmune disease. You guys know what I'm talking about with that one? It's genetic. There's nothing you can do. Here's some Synthroid. And I could go on and teach you for an entire day on why Synthroid is a terrible solution for any kind of autoimmune condition, especially thyroid, because you have receptor sites on every cell of your body for your thyroid hormone, and T4 is not going to cut it. That's Synthroid is T4 only. So that's a whole nother conversation for a different day. But I had autoimmune disease. I overcame that. No more antibodies. I had adrenal imbalances, estrogen dominance. Did you ladies know that breast implants are xenoestrogens? So they're fake estrogens. So they'll actually raise your estrogen in your body. And you wonder why we have so many hormonal problems. It's crazy, huh? But who told us that before we put them in? No one. But I'm here to tell you that. So maybe you won't put them back in, or maybe you guys can help me spread the word that these things are pretty toxic for women's bodies. Oh my God. Have any of you ladies struggled with UTIs? That for me was one of the worst things. And I actually had them before. When I was playing professional soccer, I had them. But then they got worse when I had breast implants, and I did all kinds of antibacterials, mother nature kinds. And then I started trying antibiotics, and all that did was destroy my gut, gave me diarrhea, made me more sick, and did nothing to help the actual problem. So I work with a lot of women who have kidney issues, urinary issues, uterine issues, and UTIs are miserable. I don't wish those on anyone, but I do see that's very common in women who have breast implants, even beyond breast implants as well. Because I do want to help you all really understand these myths, and we'll get to that next. I also had HPV, HSV, and Epstein-Barr, and there's EBV is not a death sentence. What I really am on a mission to help you in your mind to do is to not put yourself in a box because of a diagnosis. And I want you to see that here I am. I have overcome every single one of these things. So just because you've been diagnosed sometimes erroneously with Epstein-Barr or adrenal issues, or if you have depression, pills are not the answer. And diagnosis is not your final destination. So you can overcome anything if you want to. And I do promise miracles as long as you're here and as long as you want to overcome them. So I had all kinds of candida, parasites, bacteria, leaky gut, IBS. Oh, I forgot to say depression. There was a time in my journey that I wanted to die. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that with shame. I say that with a very loving heart for the part of myself that didn't want to be here anymore. I was struggling. I was suffering. I was sick. I was silicone traveling throughout my body. And you might be able to relate. And I want to take away the stigma for you and everybody that when we have those hard moments, that we lean into them instead of hide from them in shame. So it's very common for us to have mood related issues. It could be just brain fog, or gosh, it could be debilitating brain fog. I shouldn't say just, it could be debilitating brain fog. This is what I hear with a lot of the women that I work with. Whenever they apply to work with me, it's very common what we see. And you guys have probably already seen, some of the common symptoms that women who have breast implant illness experience. And these are not just isolated to women who with implants. Some women I see these presentations, they go, I've never even had breast implants, but I have those. So it's very difficult to distinguish between, is it breast implants or is it Botox or is it a lot of the things I'm going to talk about today? But the biggest thing that I got over was the bully bitch within. Anybody else out there, a type A or a perfectionist or a wanting to be a recovering perfectionist? Because I say that as long as you're going to explant the breast implants that are making you sick, don't forget to explant that bully bitch within too. The one that drives you to think that you need to be perfect all the time. That's the perfection prison or the perfection parasite. So I could tell you guys another time about about parasites. It's really fun. So my promise to you and always tonight and always is that I'm going to help and ignite you with hope that you can heal. I want to educate you with the steps, solutions, and supplements that you would need to cleanse your body, heal your gut and hormones, then ignite your life beyond the damage your implants may have caused. I will guide you toward the right kind of labs, scans, and symptom trackers that you'll need to determine where to begin, or if you're post-explant, where to begin from there. And then above all, I will empower you to make a powerfully informed choice on whether or not to explant, and if so, what the healing journey looks like, what to expect, how long it will take you to recover. Because if you do remove your implants, there are things that you must know about how to feel 2, 3 times, or even 10 times better, beyond the myth that simply removing your breast implants will fix all of your health problems. So, like I said, I'm the author of the creator of the Explant Solution, and I want to teach you how to fly, which stands for first love yourself. So again, if anything that I'm presenting here, you have questions about, just pop them in the Q&A. I am keeping an eye on the chat box on the side. This is what I wrote before I wrote my book. So there are 11 steps to reverse breast implant illness the right way. Of course, schedule your explant surgery. If you have not yet got my book, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to get my book at the end if you're still not really convinced that you want to explant. And then number 1 would be schedule your explant surgery. So number 0 would be, do I have breast implant illness and do I really want these things out? And who am I without breast implants? And there's all of that I could talk to you about as well, because women feel very scared to make the decision to explant. And then usually within one phone call, they feel empowered and they're like, wow, what was I worried about? So there's a lot of fears that we have out there. And that's why we want to talk about some of these broken beliefs that we're taught to think tonight. So schedule your explant surgery. And you guys have probably all scheduled that with Dr. Becker or beyond. And then 2 to 3 months prior to create a surgery prep plan. So that's what my explant solution, and it's overcomingbreastimplantillness.com. We'll talk about that tonight. So there's so many micro decisions that we make along the way. Like, what bras do I buy? What do I drink? What do I eat? What supplements to take or what to stop? Who do I talk to help me? How do I prepare for this with food? Are my arms going to be able to lift? And if not, how do I wash my hair? I mean, there's so many questions. And I remember being, going through this journey, being like, I feel like I'm so annoying. I feel like I'm annoying everybody with a million questions. So I just said, this doesn't exist. It needs to exist. So I created something called the Explant Solution, which covers everything from like labs and insurance. I know that Dr. Becker doesn't work with insurance, but I was persistent AF. I was like, you know what? Insurance needs to pay for this. So I worked with insurance to get $5,000 off of mine. But there's not a lot of people who do that anymore. That was about 4 years ago. So I'm just persistent. I don't believe in no. I believe there's always a way. So number 3 is to run advanced hormone, gut, and toxicity panels. And what I'm here to tell you tonight is that blood tests fail you to run root cause analysis to explore what could be going on with how breast implants may have caused some of these issues, as well as all the other things in your life, because it's not just breast implants causing the problems. And then number 4, prepare post-explant protocol with a coach, someone like myself, or somebody who has what I call the 3 E's. Work with a practitioner. And I'm just going to pause for a moment because for effect, save your time. If you're not working with a naturopath, and I'm in school to be a naturopathic doctor, I'm almost a naturopathic doctor. So I'm basically what I am as a naturopathic doctor, just without the certification. I've been doing this for 12 years. Oftentimes, a lot of people practitioners refer their patients to me who are naturopathic doctors or they're homeopathic doctors or MDs. So I'm well known in that industry because I say, don't work with a practitioner unless they have 3 E's. They have experience in working with women who have had breast implants and understand explant and understand BII. So that's experience. And then education. There is no education curriculum out there teaching any practitioner on what BII is or how breast implants affect the body. So there is really no education, but that's why I've created it. I'm the creator of the educational protocols. And then the third one is empathy. So what I love so much about Dr. Becker's office is they all have empathy. So Iwana, she's already gone through this journey of explant. Empathy means that somebody can understand what you're going through from their heart because they too have been there. So when you're working with any practitioner to run any kind of labs, make sure they have education, experience, and empathy. I see this so often. People spend so much money, tens of thousands of dollars sometimes, working with practitioners, and they're well-intended practitioners, but they just don't understand explant and BII specifically. And most of the time, women come to me and they say, I knew I needed somebody different when I was working with my naturopath, and I suggested the labs that you, Diane, talked about in your book. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah, we could do that. So working with somebody who really gets this is really, really important. So I'm just really honored to also be a coach to other coaches and other doctors with these protocols that I'm teaching. And it's just, I think it's a beautiful blessing that Dr. Becker's office introduced you guys to me because I'm the one teaching this to other doctors. So important. So save your guys' time and energy. That will save you tens of thousands of dollars on its own, because a lot of people just don't really, we're a different animal. I should say we're a different unicorn. We're not horses, we're unicorns. So it's a different body to work with. And we present very unique challenges, kind of like Lyme disease. And you may have also had a false negative or a false positive Lyme diagnosis with breast implants, because that's how wacky it could get inside of our bodies with these things inside of us. They're filled with 30 plus toxins. So no wonder, right? So number 5, stop supplements 2-3 weeks prior to explant. And that's all the stuff that Dr. Becker's team is talking to you about anyway. So you're really in good hands there. And then eat super clean and avoid 7 inflammatory foods. Now, I don't have the time to go into the top 7 inflammatory foods that I've created and that I teach in my warrior cleanse and teach with my explant warriors. But if we were working together, I would help educate you on all of that, because a lot of people are eating the top 7 foods and they're very toxic. And it's not the only reason that they're sick on top of their having their breast implants. So you really want to clean your diet up before explant. And then as well after that. There's certain foods that people think that they're being healthy with when they consume them. Like a lot of vegans eat a lot of soy and gluten, and those are very inflammatory. And so people will say, oh, I'm vegan, I'm healthy. And I'm saying, hey, sister, I'm so sorry to break this to you, but you're eating GMO soy, which is a xenoestrogen, just like your breast implants. And you're also consuming a lot of gluten, which has been sprayed with glyphosate. And that is super toxic. Glyphosate acts as a numbing agent in our bowels, and it causes constipation and it causes leaky gut. So it is really the birthplace of disease. So, I mean, I'm not going to go super deep into that tonight, but just to give you an idea, there's a lot of people who think that they're doing really clean and healthy things for their body, but it's not as healthy as they can be. And my role in this space is to help you get as clean and healthy and strong and beautifully naturally from the inside out as quickly as possible. And then 7 would be to clean up and eliminate environmental toxins. Oh, do I have my document in front of me? This one's circulating around the world right now. I have this in my Explant Solution program. This is a list of all the toxic things in our life. And I don't say that to overwhelm you, but right now we've got plastic everywhere, like toxic kitchen, toxic home, toxic air, toxic oral care, cleaning products, toxic beauty and cosmetics, toxic female hygiene. A lot of us are using non-organic tampons that are sprayed with dioxin, which is a bleach, and it's GMO cotton, and it's our vaginas are going, now they're inflamed on top of our breast implants, inflaming the rest of our body. So I'm just saying this to impress upon you that there's so many opportunities beyond just removing your breast implants that you could feel even better, and that many of us don't know. And then I'm here to teach you. So going strong to explant surgery, feeling really prepared. That is so important because it is really, really common. Going through a surgery is equivalent to a bear attack. So you really want to go in strong. And somebody just said, what do you think of the Think Dirty app? Yeah, I agree with that, Marcy. And I also love EWG. If any of you know Angie Lee, she is also someone who has removed her breast implants. Do you guys know who Angie Lee is? She and I removed our breast implants around the same time. I was just on her podcast, and she's a pretty famous little influencer, and she's really fun. And so maybe you heard that podcast, Marcy. I don't know. You said EWG, but I talked about that on that podcast. You guys can go listen to that, as well as several other hundreds of podcasts I've been on, like Wellness Mama, etc. So yeah, ewg.org, and you can go to Skin Deep. You can rate your skin products, and you can listen to Angie Lee's podcast on how I teach you exactly how to rate your products, which ones to eliminate, or you could just work with me and I could teach you how to do all that. So every one of these little steps has micro steps within it. What is BII? Means breast implant illness, Barbara. And then 4 weeks post explant, start your detox. So this is where I work with you on your custom labs to see if you're ready for detox. But even generally, and this is something that you can work with Dr. Becker and his team on, they say start detoxing a little bit later. But I like to say, if you go in strong to your explant and you feel pretty good, then 4 weeks post, we can start working with your detox protocol. And 8 weeks post, begin gut and hormone healing protocol. And then number 11, which is more, most people forget this and don't even know this. Your healing journey is 1 to 2 years post explant. That's not meant to say this to overwhelm you, but it takes a good 1 to 2 years to get these toxins out all the way. I'm still 4 years post explant, and I'm still feeling better and better and better and better. Angie Lee said the same thing on the show the other day. She was like, oh my God, I am still feeling better. And she's 4.5 years post explant. So there's a lot that you can do to expedite that, to make it much faster. And that's what I'm here to help you guys talk about, and making, radical action in your life to do. Okay. Now we can start moving through these slides a little bit quicker. So here's the first myth: breast implant illness to explant myth number 1. Breast implants are the reason for all my symptoms, and explant is going to solve all my health problems. All my symptoms are going to miraculously go away after explant. And the truth is, there are hundreds of other reasons, like I just showed you guys here, why women suffer with symptoms of breast implant illness, not caused by their implants. It's part of the picture, but not all. And so when Iwana and I were talking about this, she's like, oh my gosh, I totally agree. And I wish our women knew this. And I said, well, let's educate them on this. So here we are. And Marcy, do you agree with 1 to 2 months detox for each year you had your implants? In fact, Marcy, yes. I'm one of the ones that you maybe have heard that through the grapevine on. I talk about that in my book. So it's around that. And that's on average, but every woman's different. Every woman is different genetically, chemically. They're different ages. They're different on how much money they can invest, how much time they can invest. So I like to customize this and make it all, special for each one of them. But this is what I say is, if, I had my breast implants in for 10 years, so it would be 10 months, but here I am 4 years later, and I'm still working with some of these things to pull them out. And why? Because I'm doing all these things in the protocol, but I also had other issues before. So I had thyroid issues before my breast implants, so it's really, really difficult to assess exactly what that number looks like for each woman. So here's the answer. It's not just your breast implants making you sick. It's also improperly filtered water. And that's a huge one. Brita and Pure is not going to cut it these days anymore. ewg.org/tap water. You can go there and check to see how many contaminants are in your tap water. Or even if you're bathing in water, that's also drinking tap water through your skin, because everything that you're surrounding your skin with, within a minute, 70% of it goes right into your bloodstream. So I found out that in Sedona here, we have about 1,800 times the safe level of arsenic in our water. So If I'm bathing in it, then I'm still drinking it, but I'm drinking 10 times more through my skin than I would drink through my mouth. So that's a whole nother thing I can go down another rabbit hole on, but improperly filtered water is one of them, or bathing in it. Poor diet deplete micronutrients and imbalanced macros. Toxic personal care products, shame-based thoughts and ensuing emotions. That's such a big one. We could be so mean to ourselves. When I did I created something called the Non-Toxic Beauty Summit, and that was attended by 33,000 people from all around the world, encompassing over 30 practitioners in non-toxic beauty and holistic beauty, and also how to build your beauty naturally. And I found out that 96% of women don't think they're beautiful. And I was so sad with that statistic that that's why I wrote my book. And that's why I'm doing the work that I'm doing, because we are such beautiful creatures, but we've been programmed to believe otherwise. Poor air quality is one of them. Electrosmog and Wi-Fi radiation, too much or too little exercise, not sweating enough is such a big one today. Many people will say, I don't even sweat. Well, you're not detoxing either through your skin. And that's really important. Disconnection from nature, insufficient sunlight and vitamin D, and then toxic relationships, friendships, and partnerships. So you want to be on healthy ships, not toxic ships. Here's a second myth. The body detoxes heavy metals, silicone, and saline all by itself. I don't need to do anything other than remove my breast implants because it will take care of itself in time. Time heals all things. But the truth is that it takes 1 to 2 years of concerted effort of an individualized protocol to detox properly from toxin leakage caused by implants, then healing the damaged gut and tissues and hormone glands. So a lot of people will embark upon a detox, or they start trying to heal their gut or trying to heal their hormones, but they don't work on the reason why their hormones are imbalanced or their gut is leaky to begin with, which is toxicity. So I'll talk more about that in future slides. Okay, this one is where when I posted this on my social media, it went pretty viral. So a lot of people don't understand this, is that, so you might say, I only have silicone, but the shell is always silicone. I'm sorry, my breast implants are saline. I don't have silicone, but your saline implants are shelled with silicone. So silicone is not inert. And what that means is that it doesn't just leave the body on its own. It's just like plastic. It takes 500 plus years to degrade. Wow. It doesn't leave the body on its own. Much of it gets trapped in your lymphatic system, which is why, I just did a lymphatic massage and someone thinks I'm done. But there's a lot more work to that, because your lymphatic system needs something called glutathione. That's your body's master antioxidant. And this is what N-acetylcysteine can help with, is also what coffee enemas can help with, and drinking bone broth, exercise. So those are all things that I like to customize for the journey for women. And this is all the stuff that I talk about in my book, as well as the Explant Solution. But some women are like, oh, you just gave me a lot of information. Can you just help customize it to me? And the answer is always yes, if you'd like help with that. So explanting will not remove the residue. So Dr. Becker's team is doing an amazing job at removing your breast implants properly. And I've heard really good things about Dr. Pierce too. I know that a couple of you guys said that you were from Dr. Pierce here too. So explanting is great, but will not remove the residue. There's a major mess left in your body. And my job here is to help you guys be the cleanup crew. So the best way to do that is with deep cellular detox to clear it. So then there's another step. People are like, oh, I detox my body. And I'm like, but did you go back and fix the cell? And so we're going to talk about the importance of what I call the 5D protocol for true detox. So for all women who have had implants, silicone fragments are trapped in their cells, tissues, and the brain, clogging her lymph, congesting her fat cells, and prolonging symptoms and disease. This is why women have come to me and said, I'm so upset. I got my breast implants out and I still have whatever issue. And so let's be the other 30% that doesn't get resolved with Explant Alone. The third breast implant illness myth is that my breast implants don't cause me any problems. My boobs look and feel fine. How many of us said that for how long? That was me for like probably 3 years when I was in denial that it wasn't my implants, because they felt fine, but it was other things. I was like, oh, but I have autoimmune disease. Oh, but I have hormonal imbalances. So it couldn't possibly be wait, could it? So yeah, it was. So the truth is that illness caused by implants are a conglomerate of 80 plus symptoms and diagnoses, such as brain fog, depression, skin issues, anxiety, hair loss, weight gain, pain, inflammation, and all of these are the things that I've listed here. And then number 4 myth is my body can't detox because I have the MTHFR gene. And so Marcy, you sound like a smart gluten-free cookie over there. So you probably understand what this means. I have the MTHFR gene mutation, so I'm screwed. The truth is that your genetics can be overridden by your lifestyle, toxic exposure, supplements, stress levels, diet, beliefs, and thoughts. That's called epigenetics. That is how we can actually control how our genes express themselves based on the information we give our body, physically, emotionally, and chemically. So I'm double homozygous for the MTHFR gene, double. I have COMT, I have CBS, I have all the genes that would technically be ones that are here that I'm screwed. When people say I'm screwed, but there's a way that you could override them. And that's what I'm here to help you with. So you can have hope. So someone says, oh, I have the MTHFR. I'm disabled for life at Detox. No, you're not. So that's a big myth. And I want to just clear that one up right now. You might need to give your body some extra work and not ever give it folic acid. Never give it folic acid, only give it methylfolate. And that applies to all of us. So if you're pregnant, don't take folic acid, no matter what doctor tells you. Methylfolate is the complete version of it. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. And then the number 5 is chlorella, cilantro, and spirulina are good binders for detox post-explant surgery. And the truth is this, those are great plant binders, but they're very weak bonds and can cause more harm with women who carry a heavy metal load from having breast implants or silver fillings or other things that we've been exposed to silver heavy metals in our lives. Stronger detox bonds are highly imperative. And so that's really important to understand, because those chlorella, cilantro, and spirulina, they may be able to carry some of these toxins and hold on to them, but they may actually drop the toxins on their way out from the liver in the biotransformation process and the bio detox process. And so they may go right back up, and you might not poop them out, and they might go back up again. So it's really important to have strong binders. And many women are doing these 3 things, or celery juice, and they think they're doing good things. Those could be good, but not as strong as we need for women who've had breast implants. And then this one, I need to do a candida cleanse or a parasite cleanse after explant to heal my gut caused by breast implant illness. But the truth is, pathogens are there for a reason, usually due to poor immune function caused by toxins and trauma. Just killing bugs will not address the reason why they are there, which could be weak immune function, hormonal chaos, et cetera. And I'm going to show you a slide on what weak immune function looks like beyond blood testing that doctors miss. So we must heal the root cause to heal the entire body holistically. So here's the truth, is that candida, mold, parasites, et cetera, are protected inside of the body, mostly in the gut, by heavy metals, which means when you detox metals, you also kill parasites and candida. Without addressing the gut bugs at the same time, you will likely feel worse, which is why most quit. So when I lead these, and what I'm trying to impress upon you, whether you work with me or get the book or the program or whatever, I want you to walk away from this knowing that please make sure you're doing a complete detox. If you're going to kill bugs, kill metals too. If you're going on a heavy metal cleanse, make sure that you go after bugs too, because they have a symbiotic relationship with each other. They're married. So that's number 7. The next one's number 7. It's every symptom I have after explant as a result of detox reaction. But the truth is that breast implants are most surgical devices cause our body a tremendous amount of stress and destruction that require deeper healing than simply removing the source. That's step 1. Symptoms are rarely detox oriented, but more so signs of something still unwell and unhealed post-explant. Detox should not cause unwanted symptoms, misery, or debilitation. I see this so often in all the forums that women are like, oh, it's just a detox reaction. Just, be patient, stay with it. I am of the mindset as a certified detox practitioner that you should not be miserable when you're detoxing. If you are feeling miserable or have a headache or feel low energy, I always have a way to either say, hey, slow down your detox, or let's give you some extra binders or some extra energy or some hormone healing devices that support you to feel better while you're doing your detox. So in other words, you don't have to back off your detox and then thereby prolonging when you feel better. I hope that makes sense. But I hear this often in the community. People are like, oh, it's just a detox reaction from post explant. But it couldn't be further from the truth. There's a lot more things to address. And then the last one is that blood tests will reveal all my health issues, and my primary care doctor should know what to look for. If not, a naturopath will know everything I need to do to heal. And like I mentioned earlier, most practitioners are not properly trained on how to explore the deepest root cause issues for why you're not feeling your best. Comprehensive gut, hormonal, and toxicity testing simultaneously is key. That's why my approach is called Cleanse, Heal, Ignite. Because when you can cleanse your body from the toxins that are plaguing you and that are from implants and beyond, you can heal your gut, your hormones, and your brain all at the same time. Then you can ignite your life, your inner chi, what you came here to do, the work that you came here to do, traveling, loving your life, having the energy that you desire, building your beauty naturally, everything else that comes with that as defined by you. Okay, so I wanted to cover this just a little bit because breast implants are obviously part of the problem, but since the 1930s, the chemical revolution. 100,000 plus chemicals have been introduced into our lives, and of them, less than 1% have actually been tested for safety. And just like breast implants, there's very little regulation on them. And the small handful of chemicals that have been tested were performed by the companies that profit from them. So it's absolutely, I mean, hey, third party? No? Okay. Let's just do from the inside. So they're a bit biased, right? 2,000 new chemicals are approved every year, but have never been tested for human safety. Of that, only around 10 are actually tested for neurotoxic effects. In other words, how they impact the brain. And none of them have been tested for how they react within each other. So if you have breast implants and silver fillings and Botox and any of the things I'm going to talk about here next, which is something I call the 10 Bs that are plaguing women today, then Houston, we have a problem. You know, we have one breast implants have 30 plus toxins. They could have 50 plus symptoms, but how do those things all interact in the body? It's really a misnomer. So the top 10, does anybody feel like this? Anybody ever feel like this, where you go to the doctor and they say, oh, your labs are normal, everything's fine, you're the perfect picture of health. And you're like, yeah, on the inside, I don't feel like it. So what do I do about all these symptoms? Then they're like, here's 5 pills. I just think it's comical. There's a place for Western medicine, of course. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that blood tests are just not going to get you anywhere to the root cause of why you're struggling. But these things on the side here are the top 10 toxic threats to your gut, hormones, and mental well-being are heavy metals, poor diet, toxic personal care, poor air quality. I already talked a bit about that. And if you want that ebook, you guys, you can download that for free by going to dianakaiser.com/top 10 toxins. Many of us are born with 287 chemicals in our bodies, and our mothers didn't know better. They didn't know that these are a big part of the problem, the breast implants or silver fillings, and a lot of the things that we're consuming, like glyphosate, GMOs, arsenic, heavy metals, and pesticides. I mean, there's so many things that are sprayed in our foods today that are unhealthy. I work with a lot of women who want to get their implants out before they have a baby and before they breastfeed, because many women I have worked with have tried to breastfeed their babies while having implants, and they actually turned their mouth away and had problems nursing. So these are very common issues with women who have breast implants. In fact, it's 3 to 4 times more common. So the best thing that we can do for our babies is to get these things out and then to breastfeed. But no shame if you already have had a baby and then breastfed, but spread the word, right? Because these are things that are not talked about out there. And so these are the things that also women, after they get their implants out, then they go, Diane, what do you think about Botox? Diane, what do you think about, injectables? Diane, what do you think about da, 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 da? I'm like, ladies, it is totally up to you what you do to your body. But I just have a question for you. How many more times do you need to learn that a lot of these things can be very damaging to your health? And I know that some of you love Botox and some of you love injectables, and I am not here to shame anybody. I just want you to know that some of these things could actually prolong your healing and recovery protocol and your healing and recovery timeframe. So just give your body some space. If you're going to still keep doing any of these things, give your body some space to heal before you add them back into your body. And the top 10 Bs: breast implant illness, Botox illness, bacterial overgrowth could be in the mouth, the gut, the goddess garden, which is your vagina, birth control, brain inflammation and mood imbalances. And a lot of women come to me on benzos too when they had breast implants because their brain was on fire. Beauty toxic products, and we wear masks to cover up insecurities, broken beliefs in the bully within, blindly trusting and dismissing our intuition. It's a huge one. Betraying our body to try to be anything more, than who we already are, and trying to feel like we need to be perfect, and then binging. So my mission is to help women break free from the bees that block you from your magic. Lots of toxins that we apply to our body on a regular basis. I mean, there's deodorant, aluminum-based deodorant, perfume, which is the most toxic of them all. EWG, like we talked about earlier, will help you score these things and to start cleaning up your lifestyle. I have a whole program where I talk about these in the Explant Solution as well as the Warrior Cleanse. So lots of these things can still prolong our healing. These are the things that we're told when we start to feel like, maybe I should just accept that I'm supposed to feel like crap. We have to remove your parts. There's nothing that we can do. This is what doctors are trying to say to you. You've got to eat less, exercise more, and just take this pill. Your labs are normal. You're just getting old. Your medication's your only solution. Just think positive. You need to reduce stress. You've got bad genes. You're stuck with this. I think we've covered by now that this is the old way. The new way is what we're talking about tonight. The new way of healing is to do many of the things we're talking about, which is to listen to your body, listen to your intuition, never dismiss it. Thank your symptoms for showing up, because thank God that is beautiful communication. And I call it self-love from the soul. because that is self-love from the soul communicating to you through the language of symptoms that something is wrong, and that you get to either cover up the check engine light or pull it out entirely, which would just be to take pills and ignore the root cause. Or you can say, what's my body trying to tell me? And working with a practitioner that can help you convey that. The real reason why we get sick is that we have a toxic body, which poison inflames the cells. It decreases your immunity and disrupts your metabolism, which 88% of the population have an issue with this right now. That's a lot of people. Basically, type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes. That attracts bugs, which increases your toxic load further, and GI issues, which also increases viruses and depletes your hormones. The result will be deficiencies, disorders, disease, and death. The goal here is to fix the terrain to overcome weight gain, energy drain, body pain, and broken brain. And so breast implants may have been the recent life stressor that tipped your body over the edge. You may have had some of these other issues in the left, like childbirth, loss or trauma, job stress, exposure to toxic substances, use of medications, all the things we've been talking about tonight. Our body is filled with several hundreds of chemicals, and the average person has over 700 toxins in their body. And we now know from several studies that about 80% of cancer is caused by environmental toxins, which is including breast implants. So it's really insane to me, absolutely insane, that more practitioners, more doctors, more health coaches, more personal trainers, yoga teachers are not talking about the biggest problem that is making us sick today, which is toxicity, toxic load. Marcy says, I was told I would not be able to eat over 800 calories a day. I mean, some of these things that we're told, and I'm sure, Marcy, you know better than that, than to accept that as a truth. But sometimes we start second guessing ourselves and think maybe that is the truth. But I want you to be smarter than that. I want you to have a relationship with your body to understand that that's just insane. Sometimes I eat 800 calories a day because we should need more than that sometimes. But that means that if you need to eat every day, you've got a broken metabolism. If you're like, oh my God, if I don't eat every 4 hours, or if I don't drink coffee in the morning, your metabolism needs some help and needs your love. Now here's what's funny. You'll probably never forget this. You feel like shit because of this shit. There's 4 things that really cause you to feel crappy, like shit: stress, hormonal imbalance, infections, and toxins. And so those are what I call the core 4 that leave you vitality poor. And the path to get your life back is to detox your body, heal your gut and hormones all at the same time. So, it's not just your hormones that hate you. That's the phrase that we say, right? It's not just infections, like going, taking antibiotics and then you're done. That's a real dismissal to your body. It's just to take an antibiotic and then you're done. Your gut bugs are there because there's a welcome mat allowing them in, and we get to address those. Toxicity, and then of course stress. Stress is a big part of it today. One of the biggest ways to acidify our body, which acidosis is one of the main reasons we get sick. One of the biggest acid forming things in our body today is fear. And that's stress. So I'm here to help you be more courageous and to lean into fear and talk to it. What's it telling me? And then so you're not running around and afraid anymore, and you have tons of courage to pursue the life that you want. So here's what shit looks like, is that these things, this is when your goddess glass overflows, breast implants and all the things we talked about today that are common toxicities. And these are the ensuing check engine lights that show up as symptoms and conditions that you will therefore then be diagnosed with. So a lot of these symptoms, thyroid disease, brain fog, adrenal issues. We talked about these earlier. Irritability. God, I was so irritable when I had my breast implants. Hair loss is such a big problem with women today. You don't have to suffer with hair loss. Hair loss is a big symptom. It's a sign that your body's trying to communicate to you that you might have hormone issues because of mineral deficiencies. And that is usually because you have metal toxicity, because metals get into the same door to your cell as minerals. So metals will block the cell wall door and minerals can't get in. And your hormones are like, hey, I need minerals to make more of me. So this is why cleansing is so paramount, to actually heal your hormones and your gut and your brain so you can ignite your life. And infertility is such a big one. I tell women, please work with us, work with me, cleanse your body for 3 months at least before you clean up your nest. So I say, before you have a baby, so that your baby's not born with as many toxins as so many of us were born with. Now I wanted to get in the testing, and I promised you this. So I'm going to go through this relatively quickly because we're kind of running out of time. This was my blood test. I'm sorry. This is my Beyond blood test before I got my breast implants out. I had like no testosterone. And actually, my testosterone was low on my blood test, but this is what I see commonly with women. This is a urine test that we're looking at your hormone production, metabolites, as well as clearance. And what you see on the top left here is estrogen looks okay. Everything should be about 12 o'clock with that dial, but I had progesterone deficiency. That's called estrogen dominance. And breast implants are xenoestrogen. So that causes estrogen spikes. And progesterone deficiency could mean hair loss. It could also mean depression, low energy, inability to burn fat, to build muscle. I could go on and on. So progesterone is our like anti-aging hormone. And many women who I see with breast implants or breast implant illness, even 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years later after explant, have this very similar pattern. And then down here, you could see stress hormones, those yellow ones where I'm pointing an arrow to the bottom. I had like no stress hormone production. So no wonder why I was tired. No wonder why you might feel tired. We need cortisol to give us energy, but we also need cortisol as an anti-inflammatory. It's a firefighter. It puts out fires in your body. So if there are fires happening throughout your body, which may have been caused by the arsonist known as breast implants, you've got to have cortisol to put those fires out. So I see this really common that women are like, no wonder why I'm so tired. So it speaks to them. And then this is a little nerdy, but I wanted to show you the improvements after having breast implants out and then tracking that with the system that I use, which is to cleanse the body, to work on healing the gut and the hormones at the same time. So you can get better in 3 months versus 3 years. So as you can see on this test, the bottom left, phase 2, you hear people talk about MTHFR. I had like no detoxification support. So I had that low gauge on the bottom left. You guys see that? That was my detoxification pathways. I had like no detoxification happening. No wonder why I was feeling so sick. This is why some women really feel sick with breast implants and some women don't feel as bad. But I do tend to see this very low detox pathways with women with breast implants. So there's a lot more I could say on here, but I'm just going to show you that for a minute. And then here was my post 6 months explant hormone results. You see how both those dials went clear up? I have never, for 10 years when I was testing myself, I've never seen my labs look so amazing. So amazing. Look at these dials. So even though I have high levels of estrogen, look at my progesterone. So I needed to work on that estrogen. I ended up getting fibroids, lots of fibroids. Those are not very fun. And hysterectomy is the only thing we're going to hear. And then you can't have kids, but I'm here to help women save you from that. So you can work on shrinking the fibroids and the reason they're there to begin with, because a lot of us are consuming many things that are xenoestrogenic, like pesticides and parabens and phthalates, breast implants. There's a lot of things today that are very xenoestrogenic, and we want to remove those as well as the breast implants. So look at this. Look at my cortisol. It's like all the way to the right. Remember, it was all the way to the left. So I was super excited when I saw this. My hormones were just like, I can breathe. And then look at my dial on the bottom left. It went from like low to medium. So this is a success. I put this in my book. I put this in my free ebook as well. So 40% drop in DNA mutating estrogen metabolism, which means less cancer. And I mean, just victory, right? And this is what I see commonly on my patients' lab results. You're not going to see this on blood tests. You're not going to see this at all. All you're going to see is production of your hormones. And in those hormones, that's inaccurate, because what you see on blood tests is free roaming hormones, but they're connected to a protein. So they're not available. You know how you take bioavailable hormones? That is not bound by a protein. So it's actually available for use. It's single and ready to mingle. But when it's in your blood test and that's all you're looking at, it's married. So you have no idea if something is floating around and ready to be used. So it's really important to understand what's bioavailable and available to use by the cells and be absorbed by the cells. Last couple slides here. And this is what I see a lot in what we test in our gut tests. And this is women who I really like to see before and after, is infections. So a lot of women have a lot of candida from having breast implants, and emotions of fear causes fungal overgrowth, plus toxins like heavy metals from breast implants. Lots of infections I see, lots of parasites I see. And then that secretory IgA down there is a very immunocompromised patient. I see this very common. A lot of people out there talking about boosting your immune system right now, but they don't really understand what truly the boosting their immune system looks like. Many women are seeing here down the secretory IgA. That is your master marker that dictates how strong your immune system is. And what you want to see right there, see how it says 181? I want to see 1200 to 1500 right there. So you can imagine that person is 10% functioning at the optimal immune system level. So from having breast implants in for so long, your immune system has been going, get out, get out, get out, trying to push out of the body, and it gets tired. And so very commonly I see the immune system that is just like, I've been exhausted for a long time. So it's our job. It's our glorious job to revitalize our immune system. And I like to teach you how to do that very, very quickly, because a lot of women are still getting sick post breast implant illness because it doesn't just bounce back on its own. So we can revitalize it quickly so that you don't feel like you're getting sick all the time and your immune system is failing you and maybe you're getting tired. So this is my Chi of Life, looking at all the different root causes that causes a lot of these symptoms that you're experiencing. And the 5D path to complete detox is drainage first, which people don't focus on that often first. And then also to use detox supplements in the proper order, and also focusing on detox diet to support detox, and then gut healing as well. And then detoxing the environment, and then using the type of diagnostic labs like I just showed you to create custom protocols. And a true detox focuses on all of these 5 steps for life. These are some of these success stories of women that I've worked with, and then also things that I think women really need to know, and I like to educate them on. There's some of these things that are on dianekaiser.com/resources, where you can see that top left video of me addressing deeper dives of these labs I'm talking about. And every woman, I think every woman needs to have these labs. She owes them to herself beyond just blood. And then looking into doing things like sonoscine ultrasounds instead of just mammograms moving forward. You can listen to that one. And then what my 1 year post explant and fat transfer results look like. And then Emily's success story on the top right. She was literally dying, as you can see in that picture right there on the left, after her explant. And then she felt a lot better after we were able to figure out what was really going on. Hi, friends. I wanted to make this really easy just to show you a screen share of how this looks to get my book, as well as the bonuses for free if you got the book. So last night we had a webinar, February 9th, and that was when the book was for free that day only. So today, if you want to get the book, you still can, or if you have Amazon Unlimited, you can still get that book there. And once you get that receipt number, then you're going to come back and claim your bonuses. So from my website, the way that you can find that is you can go scroll down here. You can see Killer Breast Book. And so grab your copy. That will take you to a landing page where you can enter your information. Or the other alternative is you could just go straight to Amazon and you can go on here and buy the book. I love the book in paperback anyway. So you can click on that and buy that. Or if you have Kindle Unlimited, then you can just get it for free. So it says read now. And either way, you're going to get a confirmation number. In order to claim your bonuses, you'll get that confirmation number. And what you'll do is you'll come over here, which is directly on my website, and you'll see claim your bonuses. When you click on that, all you'll need to do is put your first name, last name, and then your Amazon number, and then we will email you your free bonuses. And if you haven't gotten the book yet, it'll tell you exactly how to do that right here. So that's one option. And then let us email you. There's over $500 worth of gifts for the bonuses that you'll get. So that's one option. And I'd love for you to let me know how you felt about how the book supported you and provided guidance in your journey. So if you could leave a review, that'd be really amazing. And then drop me an email, which is support@dianekaiser.com, and let me know how I can further assist you, which is one way that if you're looking for more help and you're not sure exactly what you might need, you can go to my website, or you can just send me an email and just say support@dianekaiser. The best place to go if you're not really sure what kind of support you need in your journey is you go to my website, and then this little thing will scroll over and you click here to learn more. This is also a link that I reference a lot in my book, Killer Breasts, which is dianekaiser.com/resources. And it'll drop you on this page with this video where I talk about how to get help from me. So there's different women along their journey, like I talked about in this webinar. And here are links to all of the resources that I talked about during the webinar. So here's the book. Here's the explant solution. Here's the detox. Usually that's what women do after they get their breast implants out, but some women look for support even prior to explant to get their body prepared. And then I also have an amazing supplement line to help women balance their hormones, to detox their liver and their body, support the gut with probiotics, and also an amazing multivitamin that I call the Beauty Builder, specifically that helps women build their beauty naturally from the inside out and has a lot of N-acetylcysteine and a lot of the key ingredients that women need, that they generally are told by their doctor that they should just go get some kind of a prenatal. But this is that plus a lot more, and it's really high quality. And then we also have a collagen supplement that you can take before and after detox or explant during the whole entire process, because a lot of women tend to lose a lot of hair, skin, nails starts to sag when they explant because they have a lot of detoxing work to do. So this is another thing that you might look into as well. So I did also mention the $100 off of the Explant solution. So if you click on this Explant 100 to get $100 off, and that's until the end of the day, February 11th. So you could look a little bit more as to what's included in the program, what the modules are going to cover, how it's going to help you. That's all listed here. And then you get some bonuses as well. And the value of this is extremely valuable, because I used to, charge women to go through this program. And now I just created a DIY where you can watch the videos and implement them on your own. So you just click on join now, and then you're going to enter the Explant 100 and you'll get $100 off until the end of day, February 11th. And then you'll see $100 get taken off. So pretty cool. The other option, like I mentioned, is that you can go to, if you want to do one-on-one support, when you click here, start detoxing, it'll take you to my Explant Detox landing page, and you can see the different packages that I offer. If you want to just do, explant only or detox only, or if you want to do explant and then also considering the labs and one-on-one calls with me and my team, as well as a 3-month journey, here are a lot of the detox supplements that we use. We use 2 different kinds of detox supplements. Some women need detox as well as parasite cleansing and candida killing, and then also getting rid of a lot of the toxins that cause a lot of bloating and fat gain that are really difficult to get rid of unless we balance your metabolism. So there's 2 different packages. That's what they currently are. They're going to go up in price because we haven't raised the prices here for 5 years. So inflation is definitely affecting all of us. So that's going to go up here very soon. So if you want to book a call and just to talk about what your options are, what might be best for you, just when in doubt, just apply. And then when you apply now, it'll just ask you some questions about yourself. And then if you are a good candidate to work with us, then I will contact you, or my team will contact you, and we will approve a call, and we'll get on the phone for about 30 minutes and see what we can do to help you. So yeah, that should take care of it. So I really, really am grateful that I have the opportunity to help all of you. And if you want to just get the free ebook on my landing page on dianekaiser.com/resources, you can do that just to get, if you really want to get a feel for how I talk, communicate, what I'm skilled in, and just like I said, support at Diane Kaiser. If you're just not sure, support at dianekaiser.com, and I'd be happy to help. Okay, so Christina says, do you know of any support in Canada? Okay, let me just answer that, Christina. I don't know if you mean by support, but I work with women from all around the world. So what I mean by that is, if you were in Canada and you wanted to work with me, right now I've got clients, patients in Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand. I think that's it. But we have all different kinds of other countries that I'm working with. I ship your labs to your home, so you don't even have to leave your home. So that's the benefit of, I'm worldwide. So if you're like, hey, Diane, I want to talk to you about working with me, then just go to explantdetox.com and click on apply for a free call. You could also see the 2 packages that I offer with women there. And then I ship your supplements to you, I ship your labs to you, and then you ship them right back. So you don't even need to leave your house to work with me. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I've been priding myself in saying, you don't need to go in to see anybody. We work with like this one-on-one Zoom calls, which is really cool. So yeah, there you go. Like a surgeon who works with you. Oh, Christina. So basically with Dr. Becker, that's why he's had me on, is that I'm kind of working with him. I've referred a couple patients to him as well. So I don't work for him, but I'm just helping him out and helping you guys out and helping his patients out here. So there's also a list of surgeons in other areas. If you'd like, if you go to the Explant solution and grab my overcoming breast implant illness.com, and that's $100 off. So if you went to overcomingbreastimplantillness.com, and all of this stuff is on my website. So you guys can easily find, if you go to dianekaiser.com/resources, you'll see that you could buy the overcoming breastimplantillness.com program. And like I said, use Explant 100 for $100 off. And that goes until the end of the week. So that'll be $100 off until the end of Friday. It's $297. So you can get it for only $197, which is really great. So I want to help you guys out, because I know that you're spending, some of you are spending tens of thousands of dollars for this surgery. Thank you so much. Kimberly says, I feel so much better about my journey. Yay. I'm happy for that. That's great. I'm here for hope and healing. For those of us explanting really soon, where do you recommend we start in this process? For example, my surgery is in 9 days, so there isn't much to do now to prep, correct? Yeah. Good question, Cassie. So what I would say is definitely still, there's so much you can do, like shopping for pillows, or there's a lot. So if you go to the overcomingbreastimplantillness.com, and you use Explant 100, you get that program for 197 instead of 297. So I would do that for sure. And then get the book for free too. That program allows you to watch modules of me talking like this with images and there's videos interactive. So you could be like cleaning the house or doing something around the house, exercising, and you could be listening to me in these modules, and you could pick and choose which modules, topics that are applied to you. And then I also talk about what you can do now to start preparing so that, that week, 2 weeks ahead, and that 4 weeks, like that whole journey. Then you can even book a call with me if you'd like to, and just talk about, how you can start your journey after your explant. So there's a lot that you can still be doing in the meantime, especially eating really healthy too. And there's certain supplements that you can start to take, like I said before, to help you start mopping up some of the toxins even before you go into surgery. And then if any one of you wants to talk with me personally or someone from my team, like I said, you can go to explantdetox.com, and that shows you the 2 different options that I work with women one-on-one, where we're either just doing detox, or you're like, Diane, I want to do the deep dive detox, and I want to learn more about what my labs say, looking into my hormones, how they're imbalanced. And you guys, like I said, nobody is looking into women's hormones like this deeply. If you're looking at, and conventionally was what I mean, blood tests are not going to tell you any of these things. It's really important to understand what you're clearing from your body too, not just what you're making. And so many women have a lot of xenoestrogens in their body and they're not properly clearing it from their liver. And all that does is come back up and cause fibroids to grow, fibrocystic breasts, or fibroids in our uterus, or it's causing cancers, or it's causing fat cell expansion. And then people are like, why can't I lose weight? Or tumors or cysts. So they get cystic acne. So all these growths, things that grow, are caused by xenoestrogens or fake estrogen. They look like estrogen in the body, and then they grow things unwanted. Cancer is such a huge problem right now. And so are fibroids, and people are having to remove parts, and it's all unnecessary. So if we really learn to clear these toxins and where they're coming from, and I like to do that in a very simplistic fashion, because I get it. My job is not to simplify things, because learning all the toxins that we're surrounded by could be very daunting and overwhelming. I like to make it fun and simplify it to you, and also help you understand what the toxins are in your life on a customized basis, so that you're not just like out there trying to kill all these toxins all at once. There's some big guns that you can do in the right order. So certainly getting your breast implants out is extremely important. And then you might also have some really toxic things in your diet or in your water, or the things I talked about today. And I'm like, oh, that's the biggest gun. Now we got to get your silver fillings out. And let me teach you how to do that properly, because that takes a while to mop up the mess from after you get your silver fillings out too. And then there's cavitations and root canals and oral infections a lot of people have, that they're not even sure what's causing their symptoms. But of course, Western medicine doctors are not trained on these things. And also the average Western medicine doctor is only trained 1 hour on the lymphatic system. Whoa. But your lymphatic system is the number one and the front line of immune system defense. So it's on the front line. So when you're exposed to a foreign invader, like a toxin or an infection, your lymphatic system is the first line of defense. But doctors are only trained an hour on this stuff. And so I like to really focus on helping you to love on your lymph, so that you can literally pull these poisons out of your body and out from where they're hiding in your lymphatic system, which there's about 600 to 700 lymph nodes in your whole body. And like 20% of them live in your head. And then about 15% of them live in your armpits, and about 55% of them live in your ovary area. And then another 25% live in your lungs and in your breast cavity. So talk about lymphatic stagnation. When we have these breast implants, there's so much lymph blockage. And it's not just about going to get a lymph massage or dry brushing that's going to help you with the lymphatic drainage. There's a lot more to it. And there's a couple of different supplements that I recommend that women have, especially who have had breast implants removed. And those are really, really important to clear. And I talk about all of that in my Explant Solution program. So I talk about exact what supplements to take, exact doses, when, before, or after, and why that's important. But if you want it all customized, like I said, and if you want to look at your lab specifically, at your hormones, your gut toxins, all at the same time, just go to explantdetox.com and you can learn how I do that. It's really, 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 it's a beautiful gift to give to yourself, to know what's going on deep underneath the body, underneath the hood of your body. And most women are like, this is the greatest gift I've given to myself after explant, because no one's ever shown me these things. I had no idea I had a parasite. I had no idea I had candida. I had no idea my immune system was almost gone. So it's up to us to rebuild our body after these, breast implants come out. And you can go to work with any doctor. I don't mind. I just want you guys to know the truth about how to truly heal your body after you get these things out. Because the journey is much, bigger and brighter than just getting them out and then, saying, okay, I'm done. So let's see here, kind of off topic. What do you use for clean water if you don't mind sharing? Okay, I'm out of time, but I do want to cover a lot of this stuff with you guys. And I do talk all about that stuff in the Explant solution. So there's a lot of really, really big, powerful questions. I have a Berkey, I have an ionizer, I have water filtration devices on my shower and my bathtub. But it's really, really powerful. You can go to ewg.org/tap water. Like I said, you can score just by entering your zip code what toxins are in your water. And you're going to be like, oh, well, these things look like breast implants. There's like 30 toxins in my water. So we got to clean that up too. And we get to clean that up because we do that for our whole family. So Jen, yeah, you can buy the book. Totally. I mean, if you want the handheld version, if you don't have a Kindle, you don't have to have a Kindle. You can even just have the Kindle app on your phone. So that's pretty cool too. And then I think that's it. Cassie, that's not off topic. What kind of water filtration device do I use? I think what's on topic here is detox. We're looking to detox our lives, to detox our temples, and to heal our gut, our hormones, and our brain and our trauma, emotional trauma, all at the same time, so that you could cleanse, heal, ignite very quickly. And you don't have to wonder, oh God, I got my implants out. No, maybe I shouldn't have got them out because I still feel crappy. And that's not the case. It's just that we have so many things to contend with today that are causing us illness that once you really understand what all of them are, you can feel amazing very quickly. So, and then if you guys are out there going, gosh, I really want to become a breast implant illness coach. Well, I teach that too. So just reach out to me. Like I said, support@dianekaiser.com, or you can just go to explantdetox.com. If you're like, I think I want to do something with this. I want to detox and I want to talk to Diane about how to detox. The supplements that we have are only available through doctors because I'm almost a naturopathic doctor. You only get the best through me, and they're very clean. They're plant-based and they're not filled with, fillers and binders. I see a lot of women out there who use a lot of fillers and binders and just kind of junk supplements that are actually making their body even more toxic. So you owe it to your body to give your body the very best. And it doesn't have to be expensive either. So that's my job is to eliminate all the craziness and the confusion. A lot of women are out there going $15,000 on, they go get like a hyperbaric and they go spend $15,000 on hyperbaric treatments. And I'm like, that's helpful, but that's not going to get to the root of why, you're so sick. And it's not going to actually strip toxins from the cell. It's not going to get the candida out. It's not going to get the parasites out. So I've seen a lot of stories. I've seen a lot of women who are like, I really wish I knew these things before I went and spend the money. I really wish I knew these things before I did those labs, before knowing that food sensitivity testing isn't the best thing for me if I have a leaky gut. It's, it's not going to resolve anything. What really is the issue with leaky gut is finding out why your gut's leaking and resolve that. And then the food sensitivities disappear. So yeah, my job is to help you save a lot of money as well as to save your life by helping to naturally build your beauty, energy, and immunity from the inside out so that people can feel it and see it from the outside in. So thank you, sisters, so much for being here today. And yes, we are going to be sending out the replay. So someone says, well, we will be able to watch this Zoom again. I'd love for my husband to hear all of this. Oh, Allison, me too. I'd love for your hubby to hear all this because a lot of husbands just don't get it. They're like, just get them out. Or maybe they're like, why are you going to get them out? So I've worked with a lot of husbands too. And we've actually saved a lot of marriages with fights that happened during this process. And it could be a very beautiful journey. So I want your husband to be your number one cheerleader after you, of course, or after God. And then I'll be here if you want me to be a third cheerleader, but not a third wheel. So yes, we'll be sending out the replay, and feel free to share this replay with a lot of other people too. Because we're going to be posting it on probably YouTube or BitChute, and then you can share it with other people as well. And I'm just here for anybody who feels like they're in the dark, diseased, on their deathbed and wondering what's causing all of this. So dianekaiser.com is my website. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Thank you so much for all the beautiful questions. Thank you for caring about your body enough to get these things out. And then also I'd love to be your post-Becker support group after Explant because they care. I care. There's a lot of people who really know a lot of things beyond just let's run some more blood tests. And I hope that you by now got that. Okay, ladies, thanks again. Have a beautiful evening. And I will see you on the other side, whatever side that is. Bye for now.